Quit smoking.
Quit smoking, is that it?
Lose weight. I don't know.
What about any internal transformations?
I don't know. Not really. Like find a religion or something?
Whatever.
Nah, I'm not really looking for religion.
What are you looking for?
Nothing really.
Is there anything I can change about yourself?
Not that I can think of right now.
Perfect as is.
I'm pretty happy the way it is.
Well, I got, got the family and not hurting for money or food, so I'm happy. I got my Harley.
Okay.
Make sure I have a better diet and have better health. This year I'm gonna marry my lady. 20 pounds thinner.
20 pounds thinner, is that it?
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm
Perfect as in every other way.
completely.
What about you?
Not too more mature. I'd like to be more productive, less lazy.
How are you going to do that?
What about inside? Anything inside yourself?
I wish I lose some pounds.
Yeah, I'd like to be more patient.
Well, the first thing I'm doing, I'm going to GNC and get this cleansing, this body cleansing solution I've been looking at.
Change your room. Where are you guys? What's with all the matching shirts? Is there anything you'd like to change about your life?
Not from the world.
Any internal personal changes or transformation that see happen with a new year? Any resolutions?
Back on the door.
Everything's going great.
Works good.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Good. I need to stop smoking. Everybody stop smoking.
Everybody needs to stop smoking. Anything else? Any internal transformation or anything inside?
Anger. Yeah, anger.
How are you going to change that?
Less use of it. Less use of anger.
Any idea how you're going to do that?
No, not yet. Have a few drinks and I'll think about it.
Be less angry?
Hopefully. Maybe.
Is there anything you'd like to change about your life?
Well, just become a more better and complete person.
How do you do that?
Continue to just, pray for the best and hope everything just works out.
Any internal transformation you'd like to see happen?
To be everything that God wants me to be.
I'd like to change my life, and I know my Savior will help me do it.
Who's your Savior?
Jesus Christ. I've been homeless for about too long.
How's he going to help you change that?
I don't know. I'm still looking. But I hope he will. And I know he will.
It's still like to have a total peace of mind. Be able to support my family, live a decent life.
How do you get peace of mind?
For me personally, trusting God,
Trust in God. How does that work?
in my spirit, in my heart. That you believe. Believe it, that's it. It ain't nothing hard, ain't nothing complicated.
Just believe.
If you believe, the question is going to be presented to you. Do you believe? Do you believe?
Well, right at the very end of my 5th grade school year, I was riding my bike down a really big hill, and I was going into the ditch so that I could, hit a ramp and get some really nice intentional air. I was doing a little, BMX stuff before there was BMX stuff. And I was going down one time, and I hit that ditch faster than I had, and I went a little higher than I ever had before, but I began to lose my balance on the bike, and as my bike began to tip this way, I leaned this way to get it, corrected. And then when I hit, I fell over the handlebars of my bike, and it was apparently, according to my sister's witness, an incredible wreck. I remember getting up and thinking to myself, oh man, that got hurt. And I said to myself, oh man, I must have lost control of my bodily functions because I think I'm peeing my pants and I can't stop. I decided to take a look and see what was going on. And I pulled my pants out like this, and I realized that the handlebar brake on my bike had stabbed the artery going down into my leg. And by the time I had looked, it was already beginning to fill up my shoe. I began to panic. My sister and I began to argue over the proper first aid treatment of such an injury. Eventually she called a neighbor, because of course my parents weren't home. The neighbor came and took me to the hospital in Madison, Wisconsin. First time in my memory I was in a hospital. And I remember, they checked me over, they did everything, and they wanted to keep me overnight, for observation to make sure there wasn't an infection, that the blood loss wouldn't be too bad, all that kind of stuff. And I'm laying there at night and I'm watching TV in a room that had 3 beds in it. I was in the first bed, middle bed was unoccupied. The last bed by the window was occupied by a very, very elderly gentleman whose name was Canute. Canute's wife had been in there all day, and she was very friendly and talked to me and said, Canute's been in the hospital a long time, don't know how he's going to do. He's got several injuries, and he's kind of losing it mentally. No, okay. Late that night, there was finally nothing left on TV because they didn't have cable back then. And so I turned it off, and I laid there in the darkness, frankly in agony, because I was really beginning to hurt. When suddenly I heard a strange noise. And it sounded like this. Thump, shh. Thump, shh. What is that? My little 5th grade mind's racing. And then I hear these words in the darkness. I am going to kill you. I am going to kill you. God, I think that's Canute. And I said, Canute, is that you? Yes. I'm reaching under my pillow for that little thing to call the nurse, and I am pushing it with every ounce of strength that I have. Get in here now. What? Canute, why are you going to kill me? For watching TV. Push the button, come on, somebody get in here. What seemed like an hour later, the door finally opens up. Light bursts into the room, and about halfway across the room was Canute. And because he had pretty much lost the use of one leg, he would step and drag. And step and drag. And that was the thump, shh. And the nurse goes, Canute, what are you doing? And he's kind of like blinded by the light and, oh, nothing. And she walks him back to bed. And I'm going, excuse me, but he said he was going to kill me. And I'm not lying. She took some strips of cloth, tied his arms to the bed rail. And that's how he spent the night. I spent the night in agony, totally awake, ready for Canute 2, the return of the old guy. I was ready for it. It was going to happen. That was my first memory of ever being in a hospital. But oddly enough, in spite of that beginning, I got better. And a couple of days later, I was released with a clean bill of health. Because what we all know is simply this. Even though weird, wild, and wacky things might happen, when somebody spends time in a hospital, they come out healthier. Right? You know how it's supposed to work? Person goes to the hospital, come out healthier. See, there are simply some places when you send people and they spend time there, you expect them to come out better. You send somebody to school, you expect them to come out smarter. You send somebody to a rehab center, you expect them to come out sober and clean. You send somebody to a church and you expect them to come out. Wait, how do you expect them to come out?